Hello, my name is Ryoma Ishii. On behalf of Group 8, I would like to start off the presentation. For our community mapping project, we decided to do Compton, California. Compton is known for several things. The three key things that stood out to me was, first, Compton is one of the oldest cities in the county. Secondly, it is known as a violent city. And third, Compton is a city where many well-known celebrities and famous groups came from. The second thing the city of Compton is known for is its violent history. Some examples of the violence and challenges that occur in Compton are events like the gang violence between the Crips and Bloods and many more gangs, gun violence, many homicide cases, poverty, and unemployment. Due to Compton's violent reputation, there can be improvements within the community, and the city of Compton can do that by providing people with better services so they won't have to rely on the streets. They can also assist families with more support programs and improving the education system and resolving the violent incidents. In addition, we have attached an image of the gang territories of the Bloods and Crips. The map shows how a good chunk of the city is under gang territory. We have also learned that on a yearly basis, there are about 3,477 crime cases that occur in the city of Compton. We also learned that the crime rate is about 36.47 in the city of Compton. It's unfortunate to see a city to be known as a violent city. That does not show any positive image. Hopefully, we can do something that can reduce the crime rates and improve the lifestyle for the people that live in Compton. Lastly, the city of Compton is known to be the home city for celebrities, musicians, and athletes. For example, rap groups like Compton's Most Wanted and the NWA, artists like Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, High C, and Kendrick Lamar. Also athletes like Serena and Venus Williams. The city of Compton may have a violent background, but there have been positive outcomes that came from the city.
Hi, my name is Pauline Romero, and I will be discussing the demographics, education, income, and poverty of Compton. Compton is more diverse than the average U.S. city. The people who call Compton home describe themselves as belonging to a variety of racial and ethnic groups. The majority race overall in Compton, with 62.6% of its residents, is Hispanic. With the stats provided through the 2010 census, the rest of the population in Compton recorded their race as followed: 33.7% Black or African American, 1.5% white, 0.7% Pacific Islander, 0.3% Asian, and 1.2% recorded other. The ages of Compton's population vary from 7.9% under 5 years old, 21.3% between 5 and 17 years, 11.3% between 18 and 24 years, 14.4% between 25 and 34 years, 25.7% between 35 and 54 years, 9.8% between 55 and 64 years, and 9.5% over 65 years of age. The Compton Unified School District is comprised of 24 elementary schools, 8 middle schools, 3 high schools, and 1 adult school. There are 5 alternative learning schools within Compton as well. Compton has a 38% school dropout rate, which is in midpoint range compared to other cities in the area. 31.7% of Compton's population is educated less than high school. 28% has some high school education or a GED. 24.7% attended some college or have an associate's degree. 8.6% have received a BA or higher, 9.2% have no schooling. Compton is generally considered to be a blue collar town. 39.96% of Compton's workforce is employed in blue collar occupations compared to the national average of 27.7%. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the average income of a Compton resident is $13,847 a year. The U.S. average is $28,555 a year. The median household income of a Compton resident is $43,230 a year. The U.S. average is $53,482 a year. To the left, I have pasted a chart comparing income by population between Compton, Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim Metro, and the state of California. The poverty rate in Compton is 23%. 1 out of 4.3 residents of Compton lives in poverty. That is 22,403 of the 97,296 Compton residents reported income levels below the poverty line in the last year. Compton has a much higher percentage of residents below the poverty line compared to California, which is 15.1%. To the right, I have pasted a bar graph showing the poverty status of the population 18 and older in Compton based on a 12-month income. The blue represents females and the yellow represents males.
Geography. Sarai Villalobos. Compton consists of 10.2 square miles. It is known as the hub city because of its location in nearly the exact geographical center of Los Angeles County. The city of Compton was incorporated into the county on May 14, 1888, making it one of the oldest cities in the county and only the 8th to incorporate. The territory was settled in 1867 by a band of 30 pioneering families who were led to the area by Griffin Dickinson Compton. Compton is home to almost 100,000 citizens. It is strategically located along the Alameda Corridor, a passageway of 25% of all U.S. waterbound international trade. Compton is rapidly emerging as the largest industrial center in Los Angeles County for transit, distribution business services, technology, home and lifestyle products, metals, financial services, and textile manufacturing. The city is developing a wide range of economic and cultural opportunities that will help make Compton a prime destination for residents and for business. The City of Compton Parks and Recreation Department provides access to clean and safe recreational facilities that support youth, adult, and senior leisure recreational programs. The department provides educational, cultural, social, and recreational programs for city residents from age 3 and up. Some of the services provided by the city's Parks and Recreation Department include bilingual education, Braille independent living, child daycare, family health care, intergenerational programs, and senior citizen services. Recent infrastructure improvements have focused more on the community, like the main line replacement, which improved water quality, increased flow rate, pressure, and added additional hydrants to increase public safety during emergencies. The MLK Junior Transit Center serves as a central resting point for bus transit carriers, with emphasis on allowing the community of Compton to interface with the Long Beach and Los Angeles areas, creating additional transportation options for residents who work or go to school in these areas. The Compton Library offers children's and Spanish language materials, reference services, a literacy center, homework center, public computers with internet access, public typewriters, and a bilingual story time every Saturday.
Hi, I'm Veronica. Our group had the pleasure of interviewing Mrs. Kelly Berry, who is the director of One Shine Youth, along with her husband, Mr. Terrence Berry, which is an organization, a nonprofit organization that provides performing arts, leadership, and academic enrichment programming to youth and young adults of Compton and surrounding areas. It also includes the nationally recognized dance team Divas of Compton, which my daughter happens to be a part of. So, and wanting to pick her brain a bit, we formulated a few questions, and before you is her responses. Let's get into it. So we asked her, how long have you lived and or worked in Compton? She said that she's lived in Compton her entire life, so that's about 35 plus years besides going away to college in Atlanta and living abroad in Ghana, Africa. Compton has been her place of residence. She's also worked and taught in Compton for over 20 years. How would you describe the city of Compton? She would describe Compton as a suburb of LA with nice homes on large lots with lots of citrus trees and ranches, horses, chicken, etc. Although Compton is listed as an inner city, it only has a few areas where there is project based housing. Aside from that, Compton is full of residential homes. We asked, what are some changes you'd like to see in the community? She mentioned that currently Compton is overran with abandoned buildings, waiting to be gentrified by outside investors who seek to take back Compton and make it a city that is no longer urban. That is why they are not fixing up these buildings, but allowing them to become desolate. So, in other words, she'd like to see less of outside investors coming in and changing Compton to what it's not. We also asked how can helpers like ourselves contribute in alleviating problems, if any, in the community. She said that individuals who wish to help the city can become active by investing in the city and help to develop the city through the use of small businesses and more. Lastly, we asked what prompted you to open One Shine Youth. She said that she grew up in Compton attending Looters Park summer camp every year and participating in the sports, cheer, and dance. She realized that there needs to be more youth programming designed to help build the next generation of community leaders. And that concludes the interview portion of our community asset mapping project. We appreciate Kelly for her time, Mrs. Kelly Berry for her time and answering our questions and giving us more insight into the city of Compton. Thank you. So, a few of our macro level recommendations include youth programs that will help guide our youth of Compton, um, who will be the leaders of tomorrow. Also, like our interviewee stated, investing in the city through small businesses, helping them to grow and flourish. And lastly, healthier food chains and grocers that will encourage the residents of Compton to eat healthier, have better diets, live longer, um, and better. And that concludes our recommendations.
These are all the research we used for our research and presentation. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation about Compton, California.